Dear graduates, normally I would be standing today in a room together with you, with more than 1,000 of you in fact, and together with your families and friends. We would all be wearing robes, and we would have just paraded around Rotterdam. And probably we would have had to hand out more than 1,000 umbrellas too, because the weather oftentimes isn't as nice as it is today. Of course, over the last 2 months, a lot of things have changed. What has happened has affected you and your studies. It's also affected your families and friends. And of course, the last few months here at RSM have been very different from how they were supposed to be. But one thing has not changed, and that is the value of your degree that you are graduating with today. You've worked incredibly hard during these circumstances, and it is wonderful to see what you have achieved during these last few months as you have faced those challenges. I know it's not been easy, but I also know that your families and your friends are incredibly proud of you. I hope that we will have the opportunity to celebrate at some point in person. I would really love that. But for now, let's think about what you have achieved and also what you're going to do next. All of you are going into the world now. You are going to take up new opportunities. You're going to have to make choices as well. The choices you make and the opportunities you seek are what makes you and all of us a force for positive change in this world. And I'm really so grateful for your willingness to be part of this mission. So, congratulations. You've done really well. We are proud of you. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you very, very soon.
I'm Rebecca Hewitt, Academic Director of the Master in Human Resource Management. Whichever organisation you go to, people are there at the heart. Whether it's a barista serving your coffee, the builder creating your new home, the researcher trying to find a vaccine for COVID-19, or the tram driver keeping us safe when we travel. The management of people in organisations is part of our everyday lives, and it impacts on all of us. The difference between good and bad HR practices can be a matter of life or death. We have research evidence to show that that is indeed the case. And the difference between a good and bad manager can likewise change lives. You, our human resource management graduates, will play an important role in creating a positive working environment for hundreds, if not thousands, of people. Through your insights into why people do what they do, you will help your future organisation to make better business decisions and to be a force for positive change through their people. I know that many of you have already gone on to create positive change in your new jobs, working as a recruiter, a project manager, employee engagement specialist, learning and development advisor, HR advisor or manager, or a strategy analyst. For those of you who haven't found your next step on your career journey yet, don't worry. Your experience, enthusiasm, and energy will shine through, and you'll find your path even during these unusual times that we're living in. When I think back to that day in November 2019, almost a year ago, when we all took the train up to Schiphol and you presented your recommendations for solving real HR problems to the HR director of Samsung, I remember how proud I was. The insights you delivered there were only the first of many, as you went on to deepen your knowledge on people management, particularly through your hard work researching and writing your theses. In your collective research, you tackled so many important questions about topics as wide-ranging as goal setting, angry leaders, job searching, networking, both social and physical networking, helping and support at work, and diversity, to name just a few. Many of these questions have become even more important as organisations, managers, employees and job seekers are still trying to find ways to cope with the ongoing effects of COVID-19. I'm sure your friends and family who join us today know better than almost anyone how much work you put into your master's study. So on behalf of the students, I would also like to thank you, friends and family, for your support through their studies. I know that they couldn't have done it without you. To our new graduates, I speak on behalf of all my colleagues who have taught you during your time at RSM when I say that we are very proud of what you've achieved. As your experience in the business world grows and the world changes with you, we look forward to hearing how the knowledge you developed through your master's study helps you in your career, and we look forward to seeing where your journey takes you. So I am very happy to congratulate the next generation of human resource management managers, consultants and business leaders as they head off for their next challenge. Congratulations, all of you.
Over 50 years ago, a few bright minds planted the seeds to become a force for positive change in the world, developing thought leaders in business, research, and education.
It was a unique opportunity to join the first academic business school in the Netherlands. It was a life-changing experience and made my career. I'm grateful that I learned all the different aspects of business with my RSM degree.
In the 1980s, we launched a full set of management programs at RSM. And that way, we laid the foundations for a top business school in Europe.
I'm very proud that since the 90s, RSM has become an international business school known for its excellence in research.
Leadership of today is not driven by self-interest, but by a vision that gives us direction to the sustainable change we so badly need.
Without shared values and a sense of community, it is impossible to overcome the current global challenges.
We empower women to drive their careers and be agents of change in creating a more gender-equal work environment.
It's an honor to lead such an impactful business school. Going forward, it is going to be crucial to find the right balance between continuity and change in order to create new opportunities for the next 50 years.
I will be the agent of positive change.
I am ready for the future.
Rotterdam School of Management, Erasmus University, 50 years of impact.
Hi everyone, my name is Saya Steens and I am one of the graduates of the Human Resource Management Master of this year. It is my honor to deliver the commencement address to this incredible student body. Welcome, my dear fellow graduates, to this virtual graduation at the Erasmus School of Management. This is our day and we did it. And let me continue by saying that it is my pleasure to welcome families, friends, partners, the faculty, and especially Bex, our master coordinator. Every one of you have made an impact on the graduates who are here today. Us graduating this year in 2020 is an accomplishment in itself. We expected a year that we would complete our academic career, but also a year in which we would be able to make new friends and enjoy the freedom of being a student for one last year. But it wasn't the year that we expected it to be. In March, we ran into a massive and unexpected wall. As we've all experienced, COVID-19 affects almost every part of our life, including and perhaps foremost our student life. No more partying, no coffee breaks in the library, no social meetings after our lectures, no beers in the Smitse, and also no physical ceremony. Although I try to inspire every student of the Human Resource Master this year with this speech, it feels like something is missing when I'm recording from home, talking to you, but without you. In general, being a student became some sort of solo act. And personally, for me, this was really tough. As COVID-19 hit the world, I couldn't get myself motivated and I really started doubting myself. The few contacts that we've had via Zoom just didn't still my hunger for those after lecture laughs. I miss talking to my fellow students in person and almost felt like Rapunzel who was just locked up in her castle tower. The isolation made me feel like I was the only one struggling, because all people felt so far away all of a sudden. While maybe people who are listening to this have felt the same or are still feeling the same as I did. Everybody tries to meet the goals that they've set for themselves, but we have to realize that 2020 is an incredible special year. Graduating whilst a global pandemic is turning the world upside down is not an easy task. Obstacles don't have to stop you. You ran into a wall this year, but you didn't turn around and you didn't give up. You figured out how to climb it, how to go around it, or how to go through it. You did it. Be proud of what you have achieved this year and be confident that after all the hard work, you are more than capable of bringing some positive change to the world. Congratulations, class of 2020.
We wanted to create a place where you can go back in time and explore all the stories of the 50-year RSM history. A complete timeline that not only tells those stories, but also instills a sense of pride about the history and ignites inspiration for the future. After months of work by many, hunting and digging through the archive, puzzling all the pieces together, it's with great honor that I get to unveil and present to you the official 50-year historical timeline of Rotterdam School of Management, Erasmus University. The first part of our timeline is a story of many firsts. The first plans, the first school building, the first classroom, and of course, the first students. The first item on our timeline, and my favorite piece, is this one-page business plan. It was made by our founding fathers and they compared 4 European business schools, and they used it to design the school and the curriculum. The beginning of our timeline contains a picture of our very first school building. And on this school building, of course, there was a building sign. This is the original building sign from 1970, and luckily it survived the past 50 years. Another great discovery from the RSM archives are these 3 pictures. They were scattered amongst hundreds of pictures, and after studying them for a while, we figured out that they fit together, creating a beautiful panorama of one of the first classrooms. If you look closely, you see a blackboard with a process flow. Of course, you see 1970s students with long hair and their appropriate clothes. And at the very back of the classroom, in the window, you see 2 beer bottles. Let's just say things were a bit different in the 70s. This first part of our timeline is quite dynamic. Our newly formed school grows. We welcome more students, and after a while it's the start of the MBA program, the PhD program. In 1977, SVIP is founded, which is currently called STAR, and we moved the school from Rotterdam to Delft. The second part of our timeline is even more dynamic. After over 10 years, our school moves back from Delft to Rotterdam, to the FG building in 1984. Here it becomes a proper academic faculty, part of the state-recognized Erasmus University. In this phase, it's all about further internationalization, development, expansion, and academic recognition. In 1989, RSM is admitted into the prestigious Community of European Management Schools, CEMS, and the PIM network, Program in International Management. The exchange program of RSM starts to take shape in a tremendous way. Here on the timeline, we see a graduation ceremony taking place in the early years. In the mid-1980s, the new FG building allowed for a lot of space for a new computer lab. The importance of automation in the workplace was on the rise, and the shape and size of computers changed over the years. RSM has always invested heavily in those facilities because of their importance for education. Nowadays, everybody just brings their own device. The early 90s marked the birth of the internet, and our timeline describes how new ways of doing research and delivering education were developed. For instance, in the late 90s, as part of the Doctorandus 2000 project, RSM started experimenting with delivering video lectures on CD-ROMs.
Welkom bij dit college over leiderschap.
Students were learned how to code in Delphi and other programming languages. And from 2000 onward, the faculty implemented digital case methods. For instance, this adventure game case, where learning, testing, grading and fraud detection all was done via advanced CD-ROMs and floppy disks. The last part of our timeline is all about further growth and integration. RSM becomes one brand name, unifying all research and programs under one label. We continue to climb the most important rankings. We welcome more students, we make more impressive publications, and our name continues to grow as a brand name in the market. In 2009, the I Will movement launches. Students, staff and faculty make a public commitment to their drive and ambitions, reflecting RSM spirit. By 2020, there are no more than 15,000 statements. In 2017, RSM embarks on a new strategic mission to become a force for positive change. By embracing the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, they try to implement a new way of measuring societal impact. And this concludes my brief overview of the RSM timeline. Come over to the Mandeville building and have a look yourself, or go over to the Bale building where we have an identical timeline set up. Or you can go to rsm.nl/50 to find more online resources, videos and all the stories of the 50-year RSM history. Come and explore our shared history now.
Anne Kik, cum laude. Carmen Adriaansen. Daniele van Bommel. Dine Verschoor. Eketa Das. Isabel Boekestein. Jasmijn van Bruggen. Jochen Schuler, cum laude. Kira Lelyveld. Lotte Bijleveld. Marije Mirjamburg. Martine Poors, cum laude. Pia Richtling. Pleunie van der Weijer, cum laude. Rowan Moeilijker, cum laude. Saija Steens. Sophie van Veldhoven, cum laude. Sudaan Zhu.
Congratulations, your hard work's paid off and you are now no longer students, you are RSM alumni, and we are so incredibly proud of each and every one of you. I just wanted to let you know that you are now part of an alumni community that is global, and community and networks are ever more important. So please stay in touch with us, stay in touch with each other, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Congratulations to all of you.
New doors are opening and are taking you to directions that you have never expected.
And I'm sure you'll be able to overcome all the challenges that this year brought us.
You've made it. I am hugely proud of you, and I hope you can cherish this amazing moment.
Welcome to this wonderful alumni network.
You can set an example.
It is your time now to make positive change happen.